What a sunset. Look at that. I'm back in the Boundary Waters Canoe Area. As you can see, winter has come. It's about 13 degrees. We got about 4 inches of snow up here a couple days ago. It's going to be warming up throughout the day. It'll be a little bit warmer tonight. We are on the Angleworm Trail. So the Angleworm Trail is about a 13-mile loop. Obviously goes around Angleworm Lake, and we are going about 7 miles today to the Whiskey Jack Lake, where we hope to camp tonight on the lake. So, you know, it's cold out, it's snowy out, but it's beautiful here. Come to a few of these boardwalks. Right here there's a little creek that's partially frozen. If I fell off, I would definitely break through that and be in the ice cold water. But these boardwalks are super sketchy. It's basically 2 logs up on a platform here, and these logs are all rotted. There's like a 6-inch gap between the boards here, and you can feel the boards cracking as you're walking over them. So, and it makes it even harder when there's 4 inches of snow on top. Right here, this whole board is rotten. So, I have to balance a little bit here on the snow, taking my time, hopefully not falling. So, a little sketchy, but, you know, it's, whoa. Warming up. We have come to the actual loop that goes around the lake, and we are going to go clockwise, which means we need to go down this trail and not this trail. This is where we'll be coming back. But took the buff off my neck, took the hat off, starting to warm up a little bit. How you doing there, crusty one?
Actually, I'm doing really well. I feel awesome. This is awesome.
This is beautiful. Yeah. This is beautiful because it looks like winter and it's beautiful, but if you were really up in the Boundary Waters in the middle of winter, it'd be a lot harder hiking.
Very much so.
I mean, our footpath, we don't have to wear snowshoes. We haven't had to. I see you got on your cleats there. I haven't put on mine yet, but the walk-in's pretty easy so far. Knock on wood. So let's go. So Krusty and I are making very slow progress here. We keep on stopping to shoot video and admire the views, but you know, you gotta stop and enjoy this sort of thing and not just rush through. Beautiful lake here. While we were walking, we could hear the ice cracking and making noises. Real beautiful. Krusty and I stopped for lunch here, kind of out in the middle of the woods, walked away from the lake. I was getting pretty hot. I was actually debating zipping off the bottom half of my pants with my long underwear under there because it was so warm, but now that we stopped, A little bit of a wind. Super chilly. We're gonna have a little lunch here. Rob's got a bunch of meat and cheese and a tortilla. A hiker Lunchable. I've got a little Subway that I picked up this morning. How's your lunch?
It's actually really good.
So we are winter camping, so I decided Cool Ranch Doritos seemed appropriate. And I only have a small bag this trip because I am going ultra lightweight. So I'm using a map app on this hike called Gaia. And it's $19.99 a year, but it's really worth it. So I download the map ahead of time. I did a kind of where we're hiking, a track. And we just had an instance here where Krusty was hiking ahead of me. He doesn't have the app on his phone yet. And kind of ran out of trail. So we're like, oh, this doesn't look right. So I fired up Gaia, and it shows you through GPS where you're at. And we saw we were off trail, but we backed up, and now we're back on trail. So having that GPS, and you can see where on the map and the track you are, is very, very much worth that $19.99. So if you're coming out on this trail or any trail in the Boundary Waters where there are no trail markers, there's no signs, there's no blue marks on the trees, you just have to figure it out. And you can do that with a map. I also have a printed map that I purchased at REI. I think they're Mackenzie maps, but you know, you need to know exactly where you're at the old-fashioned way on there. And using this app, it's kind of like a cheat code where it tells you exactly where you're at. We have made it to the tip of Home Lake, which is the very northern tip of our route. And now we are going to be heading back on the other side of the lakes. But wow, that sun feels good and the view is beautiful. Look at that. That's why we walk out here in the snow. Beautiful. We finally made it to Whiskey Jack Lake. Beautiful campsite, fire ring up there. You can see Krusty up there talking on his video. Kind of interesting here. Nice little spot for getting water. But she's frozen. It's not too thick though. Krusty brought his hatchet. We'll be able to break through that nice and flat here. Good place for getting water. So I'm gonna go find some trees, go find some firewood, get settled into camp, and I'll check back in. Why do we go camping out in the middle of nowhere in the Boundary Waters? Look at that. What a sunset. That's without a filter. Incredible. For dinner tonight, I am having a little Polska kielbasa roasted on a stick over this beautiful campfire. And have I mentioned we have dinner with a view? from the Boundary Waters Canoe Area. It's about 10 to 8. Had a good night's sleep. Stayed pretty warm. I actually woke up before Rob, which never happens. Sleeping Beauty just woke up. Hear him in his hammock now. I don't know if there's trumpeter swans or if that noise was coming from underneath Rob's tarp, but he's up. Here's our green flies here. You can see we're set up right near each other. Kind of not a whole lot to choose from for sites here for our big hammocks. And the lake right over there. I'm in the middle of taking my tarp down. We're gonna make a little bit of fire, warm up a little bit, have some breakfast, pack up, head up. I'm walking out on the trail to get our bear bags that we hung on a tree last night, probably 300 feet away from our hammocks. And last night when I was walking out to hang the bags, I walked upon this humongous wolf spider in the white snow. It was easy to see. It was a little freaky, but yeah, so here I'm back on the main trail here. You can see off to the side here, there are our bear bags.
Need a bunch of little stuff.
Birch bark, God's fire starter. We are all packed up, about ready to leave the Whiskey Jack campsite. Wind's kicked up a little bit, but it'll be a good day for hiking. One last look at the beautiful lake here. I'd say we have 5-6 miles to hike. How'd you sleep last night, Krusty?
Better than I should have.
What do you mean by that?
I didn't want to get up this morning. I was out, man. Out.
I noticed.
I'm just tired. Man. This is a good respite from my everyday turmoil.
Aww. Walking up the trail, came across a couple tanks here. Looks like a couple big fuel tanks and an old pump here laying on the ground. Not sure what the story is behind that. I'll have to research it when I get back, but a dump makes me think maybe I need to take a dump. I think so. So we made it back to the where the loop starts. How you feeling there, Krusty? I like turtles. What? We just saw a Whiskey Jack over here, but he flew away. So, well, there he goes. So anyway, got what, a mile and a half here to go out, I think, about on the spur to the cars.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. You gonna set up your stupid camera again?
You know, hiking with YouTubers is the worst thing. You can never get any good trail time. It's always a camera in your face. You're always going to go back and forth for the camera. So your 20-mile trip is like 27-mile trip because of these damn YouTubers and their customized head buffs and their Dyneema everything and their fancy whatnots and their business cards they hand out to people. It's ridiculous.
So you get to a nice view and they go, ooh, that'd be a good shot. Not, ooh, that's pretty. 13.1 miles on the Angleworm Trail in the Boundary Waters Canoe Area. I would call this early winter with some soft snow, about an inch of ice on the lake, and it was just beautiful. So it was a great hike. What'd you think, Krusty?
It was a very good hike. It's been a little while since I've been on trail, but I'm glad I was able to get out. This was a great trip. Really nice, easy overnighter.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not used to the snow and winter camping yet, so this was kind of a good primer where it's a little soft winter, not too hard, not too cold. So, hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on Facebook. Check out Krusty's channel, Our Pelton One.
For a better version of this video.
Wow. But we're done. Good job.
Good job, brother. We'll see you on the trail.
Wait a minute. That's my line.
Nope, not anymore.
Oh, copycat Rob.